So we've all seen the iconic House of Cards. No, not the TV show, but an actual house of playing cards stacked on top of each other. Well, I've always thought it looked really cool, so for this video I want to learn how to properly stack cards. Now, without being an expert, I think it's pretty safe to say that the most well-known type of card stacking is the pyramid build, created by stacking the cards next to each other in V shapes. And the technique for this type of card stacking is pretty simple. You first balance two cards against each other, repeat, and then gently drop another card on top of the two structures to create a roof. Now, while theoretically pretty simple, it does require a great deal of sleight of hand, as well as a fair bit of patience. I tried it out, and while I did eventually manage to build a pretty impressive structure, the process really wasn't that pleasant. Despite all the frustration, however, I was pretty happy with the end result nonetheless. That was until I saw a video from Wired on card stacking and saw this.
It's gonna...
So essentially, according to a card stacking expert, the V-shaped stacking method is horrible, and in my opinion pretty boring, since it's not really suited to be stress tested with heavy objects. So instead, I'm gonna try to see if I can learn the card stacking method from the Wired video and then build my own structure and stress test it to see just how sturdy I can make it. So the first thing you want to consider before you do anything is the surface. And here you would rather prefer something with more texture and not something like the table underneath here that's quite slippery. And then for getting started, the first thing you want is to start by building your bottom layer, which is called the grid. And for that you need 4 cards. And the way it goes, as far as I understand, is pretty simple. You start by placing one, and then you take another one and lean the middle of that one against the card you already placed. You repeat that and repeat. Okay, that actually looks pretty solid. And then as far as I understand, you just keep expanding from this little structure here as big as you want to go. With no particular goal in mind, I simply started experimenting while practicing to get better at using the correct technique. This looks really crooked, but I'm gonna try to build a roof on this now. And now for the roof, you want to make sure that the cards are facing upwards and that you try to space them out as evenly as possible, so you don't get a really thin layer at one point and a really thick layer at another. Okay, so let me just try to see if I can build something. God damn it. All right, let's try again. After sitting with the project for a while, I decided to set a minimum goal of wanting to be able to build a 2-layered card structure that could withstand the weight of at least one book. My hands are so shaky. Okay, so that's the first 2-layer I've managed to build so far. I don't really think that's gonna hold anything. Okay, so I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, and I'm gonna try, like the guy in the video, to sort of shape the structure after the shape of the book as well. At least I feel like I'm getting pretty consistent with the bottom layer here. Right. I think this will work. Ah! Jesus Christ, no! Okay, let's see if I can salvage. Okay, let's just try. Alright, okay. That's the 2-story structure. Let's try to see if we can stack one book on top of it. Very careful here. Alright, let's see. Oh my god. Okay, let's try to see if we can get another one here. Very carefully. Oh, Jesus. Okay, one, that counts. Alright, I'm completely done with that. I've been spending pretty much the entire day on this so far. But before I end the video, I think I'm gonna try one last thing, which is to attempt to make a tower of stacked cards and make it as tall as possible. So let's give it one last try. I set a goal of wanting to build a structure that was at least 5 layers tall. And with this in mind, I tried a few different approaches. The first was to keep it as simple as possible by using only 4 cards or 1 square as the bottom layer. This, however, turned out to be quite difficult since it simply left the foundation too unstable. At a beginner level, where my accuracy is questionable to say the least, I quickly realized that I needed a stronger foundation. So I began experimenting with a bigger and more solid base layer consisting of more cards. Okay, we can save this. Oh my god. Alright, so that was 5 layers, only missing the final card, but I'm completely done, so I'm just gonna keep it at that for now. So with that, I think I'll end the video here just to keep it short. Now, it definitely could have been better, but I feel like it was a decent success nonetheless, and I had a lot of fun with it. The most important thing, if you want to try out card stacking, I would have to say has to be patience. You really have to take your time and be thorough with especially the bottom layer, because obviously the more precise and the more stable your foundation is, the easier the rest of the build will be. But for now, I'll leave it at that. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy content related to personal growth, challenges, and especially learning new skills, you should definitely consider subscribing to stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.